How do you feel about cask strength whiskey?
Well,
what's your initial reaction?
Haven't had a lot. Hot.
There we go.
My God, the heat.
My God, the heat. But we've been having some more of them as of late here on About Beverages. We've been trying to get into them a little bit more just because you get a little more flavor, I feel.
True.
You kind of have to...
Usually more body.
Yeah, you do have to fight through a little bit, at least for us. But yeah, you kind of got to dig through that a little bit. Exactly. Yeah, I like that. But I think that higher proof brings so much more value when it comes to flavor and everything else. We've been enjoying exploring those.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure we've had some that are at least in this ballpark before, but it's been a while. So we've got a cask strength, 126 proof. Whew. Let's give it a shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Highland Park Cask Strength. And this is release number 1.
That is correct.
Number 1.
Yeah.
You don't get any lower or more beginning than number 1.
No. Yeah.
So number 1.
Number 1. Yeah. We can't. There was no release 0. There was no
negative 1.
Yeah. Yeah. There was no Highland Park. Yeah. Release 0, which I don't know if that would go over well. But yeah,
there's no sugar in that.
Yeah.
But no alcohol. Oh no, it'll be the Highland Park alcohol-free version.
Oh, sugar-free.
Oh,
no.
God. No alcohol. Release 0.
We know. God.
Yeah, no.
We've had a bad experience lately. If you want to go in the archives at About Beverages or here on YouTube, you can look at one of our latest podcasts where we had a ABV less alcohol, and it did not go over well. But we would try one of those again. You always should try something, at least not that one, but other ones like in that area, like at least a couple times. But yeah, so this is Highland Park, obviously one of my favorite scotches of all time. The 12-year, I've had the 18-year, been lucky enough to have that one. Always excellent, wonderful balance. Just before we actually started this podcast, we even had another sip of the 12 years to kind of acclimate ourselves to what Highland Park brings to the table. But at least in this one has no age statement. So this one does not have a year associated with it, whereas the 12-year, obviously we just had that. Oops, hit the microphone, is a 12. This one is a blend of several different casks that were picked.
With different age statements.
Yes, picked by the master distiller himself. No age statement on this one, but the only statement that is there is 63.3% ABV, so 126 and change on the ABV.
So all of the Highland Park bottles are like that. I had forgotten that because when I got you that other bottle, I was like, is this what this looks like? And then I was like, oh, this is what he wants. This is it. I'd forgotten because then, now that must just be a sort of signature.
So they have
bottle for them.
Yeah, they have changed them up a little bit. When we had our long ago, if you go in the deep archives, did the podcast on that. That was mainly just called the Highland Park 12-year. Now it's actually called Highland Park 12 Viking Honor. They've kind of leaned more into the Viking mystique and such. Like I said, so a lot of their things tie into that, like the Twisted Tattoo that we had earlier on a podcast.
Oh, that's right.
And some of those things, that was a 16-year. That one, I forget, was aged with, it was in 2 different types of barrels, and then they blended them together. But yeah, this one is basically the truest expression of what is coming out of the barrel. Okay. So we'll see if that is something we're interested in.
many different aged barrels, but
several different ages of barrels, but the truest expression of them.
And we've gone with the Norlands spirit glasses here, just because the mouth is a little is wider than the Glencairn, and so this is going to allow some of that heat. Hopefully to flash off.
If necessary. Like I said, this is one we talked about a little bit earlier. This is one I like starting with if I'm doing a higher proof alcohol, because it does allow for me to get in, like I said, get in a little bit of a deeper sniff, a little bit more of the aroma. And then after that, if I'm like, okay, this actually is, not hitting me too much, like I said, then I will always go back to the Glencairn, because that's still my favorite glass, I think. But I like these for this in particular. And it's also just a really cool glass too. Cool. Color-wise, definitely a little darker than the 12-year.
Yeah.
Not like significantly darker, but definitely darker. Yeah, a little more orange, copper.
Brown, yep.
All right, should we get to the aroma? I can't wait. And we'll talk about price at the end.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that, so I'm looking forward to that. Went a little too far there.
Oh, did you just a nose, or heat-wise, did you get a little bit extra?
No, the nose to liquid.
Nose to liquid ratio.
Connection, the ratio. A little too far. It should be 0.
So what are you getting out of this one at all?
I'm actually really not getting much. I get a little cinnamon. But once again, just full, disclaimer, I'm still, regaining. I'm recalibrating
your nose and your.
But like you were saying beforehand, we tried the 12-year. I actually got some things from that. And I'm really not getting a lot from this. I don't get, but like I said, the one thing I did on that last sip was some cinnamon spice. That's all I got.
So for me in the aroma, it definitely does seem a little bit mellower. Could be the glassware. We may actually do a quick little time lapse at some point. I may drop this into a regular Glencairn glass, but we'll see. We'll go through this whole process. I'm getting a little spice, like it's almost kind of like a little nutmeg, cinnamon kind of spice, very light. I'm getting a little bit more leather in this one, along with some brown sugar and a little bit of smoke, but it definitely does seem a little bit more lighter, which I'm surprised at.
Yeah.
These are mostly aged in, what did I say? Sherry, Sherry American oak barrels, or American oak barrels that contain sherry. So that's what they use for the majority of this one. Like I said, the 12-year could be something a little bit different. I can't remember off the top of my head. Comment below if you remember what that is. And if you've had both of these, also comment below. Let us know what you think of those two. But yeah, I just want to, I think, get to the taste. Let's see where that,
let's go.
Where that hits.
Definitely feel the heat.
Yeah,
it's pushing me to decide. Oh, wait, no. But yeah, I feel the heat. Kind of wraps around my tongue.
Yeah.
Still that cinnamon, but it's not like red hot cinnamon. It's more like baking cinnamon with some other sort of spice in there. And there's like a little bit of a slight sweet note to it as well.
Okay.
At least for me. But I'm almost a little... It is kind of like almost like apple-y in a way.
There is a little bit of a fruit in there. Like I said, it's not over. Like everything in here is, I think, a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know we've been kind of like dancing around comparing to the 12 since we just had that one, Highland Park 12.
Right.
But yeah, flavor wise, like there's a lot of really good notes in here. I'm getting some like the leather that I got. I'm getting some of the sweet, like that brown sugar note. I'm getting a little bit of the spice, like you talked about. And there is like a little bit of fruit. It may be a little Granny Smith, like kind of apple in there. But again, all of these things blended together very well.
Right.
But surprisingly, since it is a cask strength, on the lighter side. I am glad to have this bottle.
Right.
I'm going to be interesting, as I have read a lot of articles talking about, like once you've opened it, like a week or two later is really when the true flavor of any kind of whiskey that you've bought kind of presents itself.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested in like maybe a week or so when I revisit this, where the flavors stand. But in general, I think for the price and the difference in flavor right now, I'm definitely leaning toward, I like the Highland Park 12.
Yeah.
But if I could get that flavor with the slightly higher proof, but like if they did a Highland Park 12 cask strength,
oh, there you go.
That would probably be the one I'd be most interested in. And I assume this one would have been aged a little longer, but it looks like this one could be more in that like 6 to 8 year range from what they showed on their little info sheet per se. So, but if you guys are interested in any of the other scotches we've had previously or any of the other things that we've ever had, AboutBeverages.com is the place to go for all of that. If you only want the latest videos and I understand. That's what I would want too. I would probably want just the latest videos and things and stuff you can search through. Go to YouTube. You can hit the subscribe button there. We'd greatly appreciate that. If you only want audio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, those are all great places where you can find all of these podcasts that we put up. In fact, if you have a podcast app that you really enjoy, you know what? Maybe just search for About Beverages there and you will probably find us. Hit the subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate that as well. There's also some social media things too.
Yeah, there's 3 of them we use.
Yeah.
Yep.
They kind of hold things up.
The pillars.
That's it.
The pillars. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most often to let you know what's going on at About Beverages. Like earlier tonight when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings. Every once in a while we have to,
sometimes it's a Wednesday, sometimes it's postponed.
Wednesday, but we'll let you know. That's when we get together with everybody and we try some beverages, talk about whatever's on our minds, whatever's on your mind. Also throughout the week, Andrew's going to let you know what he's going to be doing as far as gaming and what he's going to be drinking while he is doing that gaming. So follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a cask strength shot